Hello everyone, this is Percy number 6 and I'm here with what I think is my best ever pickup from Facebook. There is just so much to this lot. I think instead of me unboxing everything at once, I split it all up into separate groups, otherwise this would be a super long video. I will, however, unbox this Edward at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. And without further delay, let's start out with the engines from this lot. So here we are. These are all the engines I got in this lot. It's very interesting because they have 1 through 7, but they're missing Percy. And they have Duck and Oliver. They don't have Donald Douglas, but they have Duck and Oliver, but no Percy. What's also interesting is all those engines I just named are from 94, except for Gordon's back tender, which is not dated, Oliver, who is not dated, and Thomas, who is 96. It's interesting that Thomas is 96. Like, you'd think it'd be the other way around. Like, he'd be one of the old... No, not one of. He'd be the oldest. Like, Thomas is the starter engine. But my guess is, because they also gave me some yearbooks, which you'll see later, the oldest one is from 96. So my guess is they just purchased these in 96. And maybe it was, like, early in the year, and this was just stuff they had from 94. It's strange that it's like that. Unfortunately, like, everything here I already owned prior to this. I guess technically the exception would be this. Like, I have a Henry, I actually have 2 of these, but they're not open-ended. This one's open-ended. I did get my Secret Santa this, which is funny, but I, up until now, do not own it, and it makes sense, like, why they got rid of these. It's cool, but it's like, this is gonna fall out if you go up a steep hill. Like, of course they got rid of that. So we'll put that there. Also, I think it's funny that this includes a troublesome truck. If you watched the Secret Santa video, you probably remember me saying, or if you've just been around for a while, you know I did not own a troublesome truck until I got one this past Secret Santa. And it's crazy, I went my entire life without a single troublesome truck, and within less than 6 months, I go from owning 0 to 2. I don't really... 2 was kind of where I wanted to be anyway. I don't really have plans to do more than that. The other interesting thing from here, it's this brake van. It is that, like, lime green. Can we call it Kelly green? I like Kelly green for the Eagles. Like, I want to call it Kelly green. I don't think it really is Kelly green. But no, this is really cool. From what I looked on Wikipedia, or from the fandom Thomas Wooden Railway page, it shows this was only around in 96, so you didn't have a lot of time to get it. And like I said, 96 yearbook, Thomas is 96. It makes sense that this is the one this kid had. But yeah, so this one was pretty interesting. There's a family of 4, the man from the family of 4. If I deep dive, like, maybe I would see where they would have got just him from. My guess is they probably just got the family of 4 and he was lost, just like Percy, and maybe some more stuff. Because, like, when I got it from this person, they said that it was in the grandmother's house, and they were going through the house, and voila, this stuff was here. So maybe they had some other stuff, but regardless, yeah, these are the trains, definitely compared to that $60 lot I had a couple years ago. That one blows this out of the water, but, like, the main event, the big stuff from here is definitely not the trains, but still very excited about this. Like, even the Oliver, this is a cool Oliver. Like, the interesting thing too is, like, these are probably the worst condition stuff here. Just Ben, if you're wondering if it's Bill or Ben, it's just Ben. Some Brio stuff in the back. But this is the trains they had. I feel like this kid probably had more because there's a good amount of destinations, as you'll see in a minute. But yeah, this is the train stuff. Round roof duck as well. Ask if there's something you want me to go in depth about the trains that I didn't hear, comment below. I do think it's interesting how most of this is like mid-90s stuff. And then you got Butch, who came out in 2000, 2001, something like that. But yes, again, these are the trains. So we'll move to the track. So here's the track I got, which normally track's like a whatever. I know previous lots when I got track, I just kind of put it to the side. But this is like a special occasion because this is almost all clickety-clack. This little section here is Brio. I don't care about that as much. I already have some Brio track. This is, and I mean, I do have clickety-clack, but this is a lot of clickety-clack that's getting added. I'm really excited about this. That's like the first edition road and track crossing, level crossing, I don't know, whatever they called it. I always thought that was cool when I saw it in the yearbooks. Never had it. I know there's more stop signs somewhere else in this lot, but I just had the one in the track part of this. But yeah, either way, super excited about that. A T-switch. I have a Brio T-switch, so this is my first Thomas Wooden Railway T-switch. There are 4 male pieces, which I don't know about you, but I always seem to not have enough male pieces, so I'm really excited about that. I think what's funny with the buffers is prior to this, I have 2 male and 1 female set of buffers for the Wooden Railway line. I have some Brio ones, but just Wooden Railway I had that, and now I got the opposite. I got 2 female and 1 male, so now I'll have 3 male and 3 female buffers. I always really liked buffers as a kid. It's like a siding, a shed for some engines, so I'm really happy about more buffers. But then, I have 2 of these now. I think I had 3 of these already because I got one with the work shed, and then you get 2 with the deluxe Knapford, or at least you used to. So now I have 5 of these. That's really nice. I have a crossing. I had 1 of those previously. Now I have 2. That looks like 5 8-inch track, 5 6-inch track, 3 3-inch track, 5 4-inch track. And then we have 5 of the small curves. You have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I think 13 of the larger curves. And then we have 2 of the smaller turns there. What are these called? I don't know. And then you have 1 of these, 1 of those, and then some Brio. But yeah, this is it's so cool. It's hard to get clickety-clack. I mean, in general, from what I looks, I haven't bought track individually, but if you do, it's usually like $1 a pop. So to get all of this is really nice. I feel, I haven't built a layout in a long time, but when I would build layouts, I think I've always been limited by the amount of track I have. Like, I have a good amount of track, don't get me wrong, but like, you get to that certain point where you're like running out of track. I think this is a game changer. I think all of this is going to be a huge addition. Honestly, the 4 male alone, like, I was considering buying some male track just because I'm like, I really need it, and 4 might be enough to get me by for a while. So I'm super pumped about this. This is huge. So next, we have a little carrying case I want to show. So next up is this little carrying case. This is what the engines came in, so as I lift it, you're going to hear them. I always thought this was super cool. I always wanted it as a kid. Never got it, but it's so cool to have this now. This is how the front looks. You got Thomas, Percy, James, and Henry. The Wooden Railway System with Personality. Copyrighted 94. There's Harold. That Harold looks pretty close to like what the Wooden Railway Harold looks like. It's really cool. You turn it around. There's Gordon on this side. And there's Sir Topham Head on this side. So I guess Toby and Edward. But nothing else really. It's just that. But honestly, it's just cool. I had to at least show you. I probably won't ever really use this, but it's just cool to have. Like I said, it's something I always wanted as a kid, and it's nice to finally have one. So here we go. Here are all the elevation pieces. Now the ones up front, I've never owned these before. They ended up like releasing later on a different version of these. I had some of those, but I've never had these before. I think they're cool. I definitely want to try using them in a set sometime. I know last summer, former President Roberto Eleanor Flying Scotsman, he bought some of these. He already had some of his own as well. This is actually the case of the only missing piece I have. I'm missing one of these. And this is probably one of the easiest ones to miss, because I can just go, like, I don't even know why they wasted time putting these in. Maybe so it's like, oh, this isn't just something you could do yourself. I can just take a piece of wood, measure this, and cut it to the lengths I need. So I'm not worried about that at all. But yeah, so those are pretty cool. I'm excited to find a way to use them. For these, now back here, there's 7 of these. There's 3 of just Brio ones. And then there's 12 of these pieces. I already have all of those, but I already have some of these. There's only so many I need, but it's still nice to get them. To me, it looks like it came in one of these. I had a few boxes, as you'll see throughout this video, so we'll put this stuff aside so we can look at boxes. I know as a kid, that was one of my favorite things to do, look at the boxes. I never had one of these at all. It's interesting too, seeing that it was $45, which actually, I know with the new Wooden Railway line, they, not something like this, but they did release like track expansion. That's probably about what you pay for it now. Definitely not the best conditioned box, but here's what you would get in it. Free builder's guide inside, which you probably saw. We'll go over that. Made from real wood, ages 3 to 103. I love that. I definitely love that. But this is what the back looks like. Here, this was always the part I wanted to look at the most. Like, oh, what could I build? And look, that Black Wheel Terrence, that's very interesting. Thomas pulling the mail coach. You got Stepney in there, and yeah, you got Scruffy in there. You can barely see him, but he's there. So that's what that looks like. Here's what you get in the expansion pack. I know some of the track I showed earlier, that's definitely where they got this from. I'll hold this here if you want to pause the video and read it for yourself. Go ahead and do so. But yeah, there's that. So let's put this aside. And then let's look at the builder guide. These are cool. Maybe I'll try building one of these. But it's supposed to be like, this is an expansion pack. So you can use this to expand stuff you already had. So if you got the figure 8 set, this is a way you could expand it. They don't, okay, so they show the pieces you need here, what you get from the figure 8 set, and then additional pieces you need as well. To recreate this. I love too, because they stopped doing this in the yearbooks, but they would show you the diagram you need up there, and then they would give you the example below. I just love, even though you could build it yourself and see it for yourself, it's so nice to see the example of it there. And then the engines too, you'd have to, some of them, I know they did a few figure 8s, but you'd have to get more. You have to get the rest. Here's another figure 8 one you can do, a different little expansion one. There's what that looks like. I'll just, the expansion layout for set 4, I think, this looks kind of like Day at the Wharf, or Day at the Works, not Day at the Wharf. And if I can open it. Here's another one, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a Day at the Works, because look at that. Then you got Coming Round the Mountain. Here's that, the mountain tunnel, great way to utilize the mountain tunnel. Up and away in my beautiful balloon. No balloon in that one though. And then All in a Day's Work. But this one doesn't have the Day at the Works. I mean, I know it wasn't named that right away, but that's still funny. So yeah, that's cool. I'm sure on the Wikipedia page for this, you probably can look at it. Let me hold it correctly though. Yeah, so there's that. That's the only one they include, or I got with this. It looks like that was the only one they bought, but yeah, very cool. So next, so now we're getting to some of the destinations. Definitely the biggest one I have here, the Roundhouse. I had the same one as a kid, and they kept it in pretty good shape. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'll lift it up. As you can see on the sides, like, that's almost perfect. Like, I don't know if there's a chip on this part at all. And same with over here. The top part, there's definitely some, but like overall, like I said earlier in the video, they did a good job keeping this stuff in good shape. So there's that. Let's look at the box though. It's so cool. The box isn't in perfect condition, no, but I mean, it's still here. My guess is they probably, when they would go out of town or something, maybe visit family, whatever, they would use this to transport the Roundhouse, which makes total sense. But this is the front. I'm pretty sure I still have mine, but I'd have to do a lot of digging to get mine out, so I'm not even going to attempt to check. And I'm sure some Thomas Wooden Railway historians know if they changed up the look of the box over the years. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't change the look up of this box, because I know they eventually updated this Roundhouse, and that's probably when they changed it. But that's what the front looks like. To me, my favorite part, like, I really never cared about the front. It was always the back I liked as a kid. So this is what the back looked like, and oh my goodness. First, we'll look at this part, whatever. Here's the cool part, I think. There's so much. You have the original Silver Mail Coach, which I don't know what year this came out in without looking up. I guess like 2006. But it's crazy how you have so much like old stock. I mean, if you look back there, there's Stepney, and that's not Stepney's face. That's the Thomas face they originally used for the model, and then same with Scarloey. That's James's face. So you have like all these like the prototypes of these engines. So it's really interesting that they did it this way. You know, maybe they just put the prototypes in a corner and like, okay, we need to take a picture. Boom, let's pull the prototypes out so we can do it. But really cool. This is a really cool illustration. Did not come with this turntable. I do have a few turntables, but not that version of the turntable. But regardless, very cool. I don't need this in my collection. This is definitely probably the one I will be letting go of. But it's still so cool to get something like this in box. And it's still so big. So big. So there's the Roundhouse. So here's some yearbooks they had. I mentioned earlier how my guess is they started collecting in 96 because that's the yearbook that they have, their oldest yearbook. They have 96, 97, 98, and 2000's yearbook. So I'm not gonna like open these up and show you each individual page. I think some people have done that on YouTube. Maybe if they haven't, maybe I will look into doing it. I'm sure if you look on the wiki, they can show you, I'm pretty sure they can show you each picture, but I will show you the front and back cover of each. Yeah, a couple of pages got loose in this one, but the others are in pretty good shape. But yeah, here's 96 in the front. My guess is this is, usually they like promoting something that came out, so my guess is that got released that year. Here's the back on this one. 97, here's the front of 97. And then the back, pretty similar to the other back. 98, here's the front. And the back. And then 2000, they did it this way with the Magic Railroad. I will show you the poster inside. I always like that picture of the dog eating the track. Where's the poster? I have this yearbook, so I don't know what I do with this poster, but I am contemplating taking it out, because, like I said, I know I have at least one of these, so how many do I need? I don't know, but yeah, those are the yearbooks. So this one, it's not Thomas Wooden Railway. I'm just not going to bother to take it out of the box. It's very sun damaged. It's also pretty cheap. Look at this. $7.97 they paid for this in the 90s. Pretty crazy. But yeah, the Golden Gate Bridge. I think Mr. MPS 2002 has one of these. I watched one of the collection or layout videos they did at his place with Roberto, LNER Flying Scotsman, and I'm pretty sure Ro was in that one too, and they brought up how they had these. But yeah, I've never seen this box before, and if I didn't watch that video, I don't think I would have ever even known they existed till now. But yeah, just so you know, everything I got, this was one of them. But yeah, there you go. So here are some of the destinations that came with it. We'll start with the Single Stone Tunnel. Now I already have two of these, so this is my third. I want to compare it quick. So this is the one I just got. This is my original. Can you tell they look different from the tops? The other one I have is like this top, not like this top. So I wonder if they just, and these are both clickety-clack. So it's not like this is a later release and that's why they're both clickety-clack. I wonder if they just, I don't know. And it looks like this one looks like you can see the paint stroke a lot more than you can with this. So I don't know, maybe they just changed how they did them. But it's very interesting. I didn't notice that at first, but when I started doing this video, I'm like, that doesn't look like the one I had. So there's that. Here's a special engine shed. I've only ever had one of these, so it's nice to double it. I've always wanted to do this, so I'm going to do it on camera for the first time. Let me grab. Here's the one I have, and it's the, not even the click, not that, I guess they never did clickety-clack for those, but this is the newer track. So first, putting two together, very cool. And then, love it. So simple, but so cool. I feel like you could never have enough of these. Like, I'd honestly, if I see some for a good deal, I'd go out and buy more. So we'll pull that up. Here, I just want to compare these up front because they look a little different, right? It's not just me, right? That looks a little different. Interesting. That one looks like it's down just a little bit more than that one. Weird change to make. That's like a very specific change to go out of your way to make. Oh well. Put that to the side. Here, this is one of the Soder Cargo ones. This is the original one they did. Honestly, I always preferred this. This was my favorite version. And I never had it until now, so very excited to have that. And here, we'll put, so this track's not just sitting by itself, we'll put it there. Sir Topham hat and lady hat. If you've watched my videos for years, you probably see I've used this one before in the past. And her hair is pretty much the same color as her top. So it's nice to have one whose hair is not faded. Like, these are in pretty good condition, and even the Sir Topham hat's in a lot better condition than mine. So very happy to have those two. Like, just having one with good hair, man, there's another bucket, like something off the bucket list or whatever. And then here's that old version of the water tower. I know Roberto would love to take this from me, but no, this is so cool. It's so simple, but yet it works so well. Then we'll do this one quick. I have one of these. I think it's almost identical to, it's pretty boring though on this side. I feel like mine's not that boring, but I guess that's how it was at first. This is, I mean, this is nice, but it's okay. Definitely not one of my favorite destinations. Here's the Soder Wood Company one, or the Lumber Company, whatever you want to call it. Again, kind of like that. I prefer this version than the one that they updated of it later. I definitely like this one more. Glad to have that. And of course, last but certainly not least, we got Elsbridge platform. This is so cool. I never have had an Elsbridge station or platform. Not that either now are easy to find, but this one especially is not easy to find. So I'm just happy to have one of them. Now though, I'm definitely going to be on the hunt more to try to get the just the station and the old version of the station. But here it's only 4 pieces too. It's very simple. You take the top off, and this is just a piece of wood, and kind of looks like Ringo. I think I've heard people talk about that before, but kind of looks like Ringo in there. Then you got this green pole and this, like, there's some, like, if I was more of a custom maker, like if I was a master of the lemons, I would challenge myself to just go out and see if I could make this identical. Like, especially now that I own one of these, like I said, if I was a custom person, I'd be tracking the color of this and that. I'd be trying, like, that would be, it would be so simple. Are you kidding me? Like, this would be easy to cut. You can just get a dowel at, like, Roberto said he didn't have one when he bought his, so he had to go to, like, Home Depot or somewhere and grab one. So you can do that. You just got to paint it. This top is probably the most challenging part just because of how specific you have to cut it. And then this, as long as you just get a copy of this, you can cut it out, cut the, measure what this has to be and cut it that way. Wow. Like I said, if I was a custom person, I would totally challenge myself to do that, but I'm not, and it's funny how they spell Elsbridge a lot wrong. Since I never owned one of these, I didn't realize it till now that I own it, but they use 2 L's instead of 1. Interesting move. So that piece, honestly, I think that's my favorite piece of the whole thing. I have one more left, and that's the one I'm on the fence of. Is this it, or is that one? Like, I have... The only things that I don't have, either I don't have an older or newer version of, flat out, are this. I guess technically, because they made a newer version of that, it's just not it's like, it's connected to the track. But I'm going to count that as a different from that version. So I don't have that version of the water tower, which I think is separate from the one they eventually made. So 1, 2, and then the next thing I'm about to show you, 3. Those are the 3 things I don't have, and oh man, they're great. And here we go, last but certainly not least, we have the original version of Knapford Station, 6-pole version. Like, let's look at the box. Like, it's so cool the box came with this. $29.99. This one for $30 back in the day. I feel like with the box, if I were to sell this, which I'm not, but if I were to sell this, I'd probably get at least $150. I get 5 times this at least. I haven't checked the prices on these in a long time, but it's just crazy. Crazy, 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 but I'm so happy to have it. So here's the box, here's the back. I'll let you pause if you want to read the top part quick, but then here's what a durable plastic roof. benches for passengers, features clickety-clack track and double wide platform. And then of course, like I said before, my favorite part, seeing how they use the destination. Peep peep whistles Thomas as he pulls his coaches into Knapford Station to pick up the waiting passengers. So 2 stations in this. Oh man, this is so cool. Like, this is one because I have the original Knapford Station, or not the original, the deluxe Knapford Station. Like, I never had too much of a desire to go out and get it. Like, that one was good enough for me. But it's so cool to have this. Thomas Winrelli Key Grade 24 doesn't have this, so I didn't think there'd ever be another point in my life I have an item that he doesn't, but I do. I just have to throw that one out there. But yeah, this is so cool. I mean, a little close-up inspection of it. You know, this is definitely not the best shape, but it's still definitely not. But it's like, at the same hand, it's not bad shape. So cool, so cool. Then you have the 2 set of benches in there. Like, this just, honestly, just having one of these, it's like Arbo Phil right here. Like, having these in my possession, like, that's who I think of with these. Like, I remember him having these. It's just, oh man, it's so cool. Here, I'm gonna grab the Knapford, deluxe Knapford Station quick. I won't grab, the side part, but just so we can kind of see what they look like next to each other. This one's definitely bigger. It's mostly taller, honestly. Like, comparing side to side these two, like, I don't think, like this, yeah, the old version's actually a little bit bigger, I think, but there in front of the camera, you have the better judgment looking at it front up. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool. Maybe, maybe on my next, whenever I make another layout, maybe I try doing a Knapford Station like this. I think back in the day, because I don't remember how much I paid for it. I want to say $70 I paid for the deluxe Knapford Station. It's been a long time since I bought that. But at $30, like, back in the day, like, I think paying for 2 of those, you get about equal value to paying for just this. Either way, like I said, so cool to own one of these. This was an item, like, I never was really actively searching for, so I figured this would be the only way I'd ever get it if I somehow found it in a lot like this. And I did. I can't believe it. Super, super, super excited about it. So this is everything I got in the Facebook lot. Like I said at the start of the video, I do have an Edward to unbox. I got this at Barnes & Noble. Had a gift card, so of course, why would I use it on a book when I can use it on Thomas Wooden Railway? So before we start opening it, would it be me unboxing something from 2022 if I didn't say the Chris Collingsworth slide? Okay, now that we did that, we can officially open it. So I did do a little bit pre-opening of it. After that one time I cut myself on camera, I'm like, I should just be careful with these things. And I might have to cut the rest off camera too, we'll see. I know watching you can take it out that way. I just don't wanna. I feel like I'm gonna ruin it. At least that's my opinion. I got scissors if I need them. Let's just hope I don't cut myself. I did that one too many times on camera. And I already fainted this year, so I don't need to do it again. And then there we go. See, if you watched the unboxing when I cut myself, I told you these things are good. It's just I was using them very poorly that day. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. We got another one of the... I wonder what the rhyme or reason is. I'm going to show these because, like... Man, how often do we get a look at these? Not enough, if you ask me. So here's the little, like... Oh, you can go out and build one of these, too. I just hope they start releasing more. Like, man. Okay, let's see. Who do I have? I now have Thomas, Percy, Caitlin, Gordon, Henry, James, Edward. That's it. That's it. I say that's it like I have 2 of them. Like, I have probably about half of them at this point. I definitely want to get Toby, so I have 1 through 7. At that point, maybe Emily and Hero. I think that's about it. Maybe Nia. But those, I definitely, like, Toby's the last one I feel like, oh, I really want to go out and get. The rest I'd probably wait, like, if they ever go on sale, I'd probably try and grab them. So, yeah, unless they do a Wave 3, which I really hope they do again soon, this will potentially be one of the last that I do for a bit. So usually I don't open this all up on camera. Let's see if I can do it. I know it's been a longer video, so I appreciate you all sticking through with me to the end. I hope actually getting to see me physically unbox something makes the wait worth it. I know the rest I didn't, but can you imagine me actually, like, one by one taking all of that out of box? Like, at first, because, like, when I did the, well, here's his tender. We'll put this tender down for a second. When I first did the, lot from 2 years ago I paid $60 for, I unboxed that all for the first time on camera. So, when I initially got it, like, I knew I wouldn't be able to film it for a few days, so I was kind of like, do I just wait and do a live reaction of it? Because I always like those more, even though, like, I have an idea of some of the stuff that are in it, but I'm glad I didn't. Like, this is already a long video. That would probably be double the length if I did it that way. Oh my goodness. And it'd be pretty hard, because, like, some of that stuff, man, it would be hard to do that on camera. But yeah, okay, so we're gonna pull Edward out. Look, we did it on camera. I'm really happy about that. Here's Edward. Wow, Edward, like, I feel like James when I got James, because, like, I just was like, I don't know. That tender, like, this is the way it connects. I feel like it should be that way. Is mine a factory error? I feel like mine's a factory error, right? It shouldn't be connecting this way. It should be connecting this way. Please tell me I'm not crazy, like, right? Like, it shouldn't be connecting this way. It should be connecting this way. Okay, anyway, let's just talk about Edward itself. Like, I really like the side profile of Edward. Like, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. The tender is fine. I assume it's a little bit smaller than the original tender, just like James. Face, though. Oh, my goodness. Might be the worst face of this range, and that is saying something. Kind of annoying that this tender is backwards. Ugh. I hope this is just how it's supposed to be. But at the same time, I don't. Like, it shouldn't be like that. Whatever. I'm just glad to have Edward. At first, like, I had no plans to buy Edward. But then when I was buying everything, it's like, well, now I have to complete the collection. So now I just need Toby. I would have bought Toby that day, too, if I saw him. But I could not find him there. So I'll probably... I don't know. I'll eventually get Toby. But yes, this is Edward and everything else from that Facebook lot. I'm really excited to show you guys. I know I've been doing so many unboxing videos over the last couple of years, but there's just been Facebook Market. Looking on Facebook, it's so much fun. It's so addicting. And I only paid $75 for that lot. Like, you cannot beat that to me. It might be... Destination-wise, yeah, definitely the best lot I got. And one of the best lots I found on Facebook in general. So anyway, thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. And until next time, this is person number 6. Have a great day.